So final search strategy, we're on our very last mile here. Um, and this one I think is the most fun. I don't know if it's my favorite, but it's definitely the most fun, I think. So how it works is you're finding opportunities by investigating what other people similar to you, but a few steps ahead of you have done to get where they are today. So how it works is you become a really good LinkedIn sleuth. I call them like a sleuth is like a sneaky investigator. So you get really good at filters and capturing key usable information from people's profiles. Okay. So this is something a lot of Minervans don't do, but I highly recommend. Use the school search function on LinkedIn to find other Minervans, especially alums or 22s, who have done the things that you're trying to do. Like you are probably not the only one in your field of interest. If you think that you are, email me and I can probably give you a name or two of people who are a little bit older than you, who are kind of in the same area. Learn from them. What did they do? Where did they intern? What did they focus on? What can you extrapolate, take from their profile, and use for your own life? Obviously, you're not going to copy anyone, you have your own unique journey, but what kind of data points can you bring? So, in school, like when you're looking for people, this is the people function on LinkedIn, um, use a filter that says school, and then it won't probably be an option there. So you'll just have to search Minerva University, click that, and see who pops up. So this one for product management, there's 180 results here of people who went to Minerva who are interested in product management. Obviously, that's skewed because Minerva, I don't know why there's a lot of people interested in product management. So that's a big term. So if you do like writing and editing, there will probably be, I don't know, 10, maybe 15, 20, something like that. Not 180, but at least a good start of you can find those people. There's an easy connection. You can say, hey, we're both Minerva people. We get it. Like, I don't have to explain myself. Can you talk? Like, obviously, you'd be a little bit more formal than that, but Minervans are far more likely to respond to you than the average person, right? Because you already have that shared connection. So find these alums, find these upperclassmen that have been in your shoes, and you can learn from them. Okay, so that's kind of the path first approach. You can do it with non-Minervans as well. I encourage you to, but maybe start there especially if it feels a little intimidating or scary at the beginning. And this is an example of just being a sleuth for kind of people who work at places that you want to work at. So again, Palantir, just use that because it was in my mind because they have a bunch of internships open. So I was using this as an example. So I found two Palantir employees or interns, and I'm just looking at their career paths. So these are screenshots from their LinkedIn page, and each of these people have three different internships. So if I want to work at Palantir, I'm like, how did they get there? What kind of things did they do to prepare them and to set them up for success for working at Palantir? Um, Obviously, these are very different. Like there's a legal internship, this is finance, and this one's more like social sciences, public policy. But they all kind of come like whatever you feel drawn to, discover more, click into that. See, do they have internships? What can I learn from them? And just going down the rabbit hole by looking at other people's paths, especially people who are just 2 or 3 steps ahead of you. They're early career professionals, but they've recently been in your shoes and they've had to find internships and craft their own careers. So I'd say this is really, really good for, again, long-term approach. You're building your network, you're learning about the field, and it makes you aware of opportunities you would probably never find on Handshake or a job search website. The cons are that it can be time consuming. A lot of these less straightforward ones are, but they also often lead to really important outcomes. And another con is it's just not as straightforward. It's messier, it's a little bit more complicated. But if you're willing to embrace the messiness, this is really good approach. And then another tool you can use is just looking at these career exploration websites. Some are better than others, but just seeing like what are the paths, what are kind of certain things that people do, skills people have in these different career paths, and what can I do to increase my skill level and my kind of ability to compete in this field. Okay, so this is our last activity. I'll give you another 3 minutes, but this is to find someone who's doing something you can imagine yourself doing either in the near or far future. Start with Minervans if you want, and find them on LinkedIn and start looking through their profile. What can you learn from them? What can you kind of gather from their past? And use these questions as kind of prompts. Write your notes there. And then if you're feeling daring and bold, then reach out to them and see what they have to say. See if they have, if they're willing to talk to you for even 20 minutes about their path, or just have a kind of exchange via LinkedIn or WhatsApp or something like that.